In the midst of it all, don't lose yourself. Remember how to dream and have your wildest dreams. Write them down. I always say this, write it down and make it plain. That's in the Bible, that's scripture. But you have to do that. I had received a comment yesterday regarding, just are you stuck? And the person said that they are stuck. And it seemed as if when they were younger, being able to manifest things was much easier. And I was thinking about that. When you're young, you don't have a lot of experiences, you don't have a lot of challenges, and you may have them, but not as many as if you keep living. And so, your mind is open, it's a clean slate, and you're able to really dare to dream, dare to dream. And so, as you're dreaming, you're writing these things down, your wish list, your hope list, and things start to happen. You're young. But even at that moment, when things are starting to happen, things happen, successes happen, challenges happen, disappointments happen, happiness happens. And so a lot of life starts to be lived, and then you start to get into this rut of getting stuck. So now that you're more seasoned, that you're older, that you are wiser, you tend to say, you know what? That's not going to happen. I've seen this too many times. That's not for me. I don't even want to think about that. But I want you to think about that because it is for you. Have that mind of a young person again. Remember the things that you used to hope for and dream for and manifest. The things you used to write. The things that you believed for yourself. Those are still beliefs that can happen. But you have to just sit in a quiet place and reconnect with yourself. Don't consider the things that are going on around you. Consider you. And that's the piece that a lot of people miss is themselves, their capabilities, their strengths, their opportunities. I want you to consider all of those things and focus on that and write down what you can do with your strengths, with your opportunities. If everything that you know is possible, what would that look like? Are you looking at the end result, what you would love the end result to be? Or are you looking at the challenges that are before you right now, that are in front of you? I encourage you, I recommend to you that you look at the big picture, the possibilities of it all. If you've done it once, you can do it again. That's why transferable skills are so valuable, because maybe you don't have experience in that particular industry. Maybe you don't have experience or credentials to do that job, but you've done something very similar to it. And that is your transferable skill. Your skills are things that no one can ever take from you. If you've had success in that area in the past, oh yeah, you can have it again. Just have belief in yourself. Believe that God got you. Trust the process. Trust the process is something I always tell my people, my participants in workforce development programs. They get discouraged. They have that inside voice telling them what they can't do. They have people at home telling them, oh, this is going to be another failure for you. You're not going to finish that. All these naysayers. But I always tell them, trust the process. Trust yourself enough to know that you can put one foot in front of the other and keep moving, going forward and not backwards. Trust the process enough to know that you've done something like this before. You've done hard things before. You've completed challenging things. You've overcome before. You survived. The fact that you're listening to this video is proof that you survived. So guess what? As long as you keep waking up, as long as God is blowing breath into you, you will continue to survive, take action, and move forward. You have to believe in that. No one is meant to stay stuck. Sometimes you might get tangled up in something, but as you're tangled up, you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I get loose? Do I need to cut this off? Or can I just tug at it and it'll break free? What do you have to do to get unstuck? Tug at it to break free, or cut it loose. Know that everything is possible. You just have to believe. All right, remember, practice every day. Practice so hard that when you get into play, you will always play to win. It's been my pleasure. I am your coach, Coach Sherry.